Hello everyone. Been a while since I made a video. Lots of things going on, but anyway, I wanted to show you guys how to make these awesome tags, and they're just very easy. I'm just using some oxides. I'm a little shaky. I've had too much coffee. Some oxides that produce double color, like they may be brown and then they produce a little bit of bluish green patina when they dry. I just love these. So iced spruce forest moths and frayed burlap. So I have those out, and then I've got two paints, white and then a yellow ochre. A light yellow ochre. They call it, this one here is called Naples yellow hue. You can use, this one was like $1 at Walmart. These are more expensive, artist grade, but you can use any kind of acrylic paint you want. I just could not find a ivory color in my stash right now because my things are everywhere. So I'm going to mix these together and make like a cream color, because I want it to be a neutral color. And then, of course, get you a little cup or a palette to mix your paints together, or to use your paint. Get just a big old rough, kind of hard, scratchy brush. You need your water for your paintbrush. I think I still have some. Yep. And tags. Okay, so I'm going to be using just some regular Kraft tags, and I think I got these on Amazon. I'm not sure. I'll just get a couple out here, and I need to remove those strings. Just cut it way up here so I can use the strings later if I want to. Let's get them out. And if you don't want to sit and wait on your tags to dry, you're impatient like me, you will need your hair dryer or a heat gun to dry them, dry the paint. Alright. And you will want something on your surface to protect from the paint. At least I do. And you will also need your spritz bottle of water. I actually have another one right here. I didn't realize I had it up there. And of course, paper towels to dry your brush on, and that might be about it. You might want to protect your surface when you spray it with water, because I want to show you how I made these awesome tags. These are not finished yet. I'm sorry about that. Didn't want to put them in there, but so there's this one here. I didn't do the back. I'm just really thought I was prepared. These are finished. Look how gorgeous those are. They're so kind of grungy, beautiful. Yeah, I just love them. So that's what we're going to be making, and it's very easy. The blue on here is the oxide effect, and this one here, I think this is a different one. Anyway, I'm sorry, it's just, here we go. But I didn't do the backs of these. I figured I would leave the backs kind of plain so that you could write on them or whatever. You can also do the back. I painted the backs, but I just didn't do the ink effect. So anyway, that's what we're going to be making. And like I said, just going to start out with a Kraft colored tag. You could use any color of tags that you want. Make your own tags, all that. I just happen to have these, and I thought, well, I really need to use them, get them used up a little, because I have a bunch. I'm just gonna maybe get some paint in here. Okay, there's a little bit. I can always mix more. And like I said, I'm just looking for a kind of a cream color. So these two make a very nice ivory cream type of color. And before I put my brush in there, I'm just going to go ahead and mix this up. So I'm just using the end of my X-Acto knife here. But it does not have to be perfectly mixed or anything like that. But you can see it's just a neutral cream. Wipe that off. Okay. And then I'm gonna kind of dry brush them. Maybe like a heavy dry brush, I guess. So I'm just gonna dip my brush in. You can kind of see how it's just, you know, just there. Nothing special. And I'm just gonna start at one end, and we're gonna make it kind of look like wood, maybe like a wood grain kind of. So I'm just wanting to go, I mean, this is just the way I'm doing it. You can do the other way if you want to, but I want to leave a little bit of that Kraft showing through, just a little bit. So that's all we need to do to that. I'll do that again. I'm going to go ahead and get some more tags out. I got some smaller ones I want to use too. And I'm just going to use up my paint because I don't want to waste my paint. But, and you know, you don't have to have fantastic coverage. It does not matter. Let me get a couple more out here. Let's use some small ones. See how far we can get our paint to go. And yes, you might get messy. That's the fun part. And then if it does go on heavy, then hey, that's fine too. It does not really matter. It's just personal choice, personal preference or whatever. How much you want to put on there, how much Kraft stock, oops, Kraft Lunch, how much of the Kraft cardstock that you want to show through. And these will be great for, you know, everything, any kind of things you want to use a tag for. Fantastic. Just using this up. Let's do one a little bit lighter. Not lighter, less heavy. Yeah, like that. So see, that's what I mean. They do not need to be full coverage. They do not need to be perfect. It's just, it's very quick. Oops. You could do it with all white if you wanted to also. Or all green or whatever. I really like those. I'm trying to, I just want to get a few done, and, you know, I just don't want to waste my, you know, leave my paint. Doesn't hurt to show anyway. I'm not in a big hurry or anything, but you can do these, you can whip these up so quickly. And you could also go over them again if you wanted to be, you know, if you want the paint to be a little more prominent. Okay, let's see. That one's almost dry. And then, you know, if you want to do the back, do the back. I mean, you, of course, want it to dry before you turn it over and do the back, but you know what I mean. Oh, that one's going to look great. All right. So I used up most of my paint. I still have some there. At least I'm not wasting as much as I would have. Alright, I think those look good as I keep going. Excuse me. That one there. Get that straightened out there. Oh, that looks really good. Alright. I think those are pretty good. I'm going to put my paintbrush in my water. I normally do not ever leave a paintbrush in the water because I don't want my bristles to be bent. And I don't suggest leaving it in the water, but when you have one that's old and crappy and kind of stiff, I don't worry about that, because that's all it's going to be used for, is things like this. Oops. What am I doing? I gotta get baby light. Try to get at least some of the paint off my fingers. I have been tea dyeing things and painting, and I got black and brown and now cream color all over me. Alright, so I'm going to put these aside to dry completely, and then I will continue with the ones that I already have ready. Whoops, get off of there. So let me throw these back here real quick and we'll get rid of that. Got my coffee. I got it on my little heater here, which is not hot enough. Alright, so I heated that up a little bit. Okay, and then where's my ones that I had ready to do? Oh my goodness. Where'd I put them? You guys just saw them. Don't need that. I just had them in my hand. Oh, they're underneath there. Okay. Alright, so, like I said, I already have these, and those are the exact same as the ones we just did, except this one, I used I added a little bit of black to the cream, and then I got a really nice light gray. So that's what I'm saying. Use any color you want. You don't have to mix two colors together. That's just the way I'm doing it because I like the variation. So I believe that was a cream and this was one of the grays, but it depends on which ink you're going to put on them too. Okay, set those aside. Move up a little. Alright, so this is so easy to do. I'm putting this under here so when I spray water, it will not go all over my desk. So, let's start out with the forest moss. And let's just get going. So, the way I'm doing it is I'm staying with the grain, and I'm just swiping this on. You can do as little or as much as you like. And the only reason I'm kind of staying with the grain is because if I don't spray an area completely perfectly, I just want that grain to be still visible. Look, that even looks good the way it is. Alright, and it's cold out here, guys. I'm freezing my booty off. So I'm shaking from coffee and being cold. Okay, and this is frayed burlap. Same thing. Just kind of make it look like a wood grain. Let's go all the way down. It's up to you how much ink you want to put on there, how much you don't. Alright. And frayed burlap's one of my favorites. Iced spruce is also one of my favorites. Oops. Alright, so this is the iced spruce. Again, doing the same thing. You could also, if you have the refill bottle inkers, you could put a little on your palette and use a very stiff old brush and dry brush the ink on in the grain if you wanted to. You know, you don't have to swipe it on with your pad if you don't want. Just what I'm doing here. And we'll do the gray one in the iced spruce. A little more up there. I hope I'm in the frame. I believe I am, but you never know. Okay, so we have those ready. They look fantastic the way they are, in my opinion. I'm gonna check, see if I'm in frame. Oh yeah, okay, good. Now, I'm going to spray these just with water, and then I'm going to dry them with the hair dryer. And then we'll see what we end up with here, which, I mean, they'll look like the other ones that I've already finished. Just going lightly at first, you know, you don't want to, or in my case, I don't want to completely drench them, because I want some of that grain to show through. I keep calling it grain because it just looks like wood grain to me. And dry off my hand. And you can see that it's starting to swirl together and make all those wonderful patterns. And oh, there's some of the oxidation coming through on that one. Okay, and you can see it on that one, and maybe a little bit on that one. Not sure yet. But okay, I'm going to start drying it. I will fast forward through that for you. Oh, and you can see how I'm just sucking up the extra. You don't have to do that. Okay, so you can see all the beautiful designs on these. You can see the grain. This one here is not so much see the grain, but that one there you really can. If you want more of a smoother gradation, then you would want to spray them with more water, or you can kind of do, you know, the ink smushing, and that'll take off some, and then just re-dry it. And you know, you can keep doing that over and over. I'm gonna go ahead and dry this. A little bit of smush in there. Okay, I think these look great. I don't think I'm going to do anything else. I also wanted to show you one more thing. With a baby wipe, you can kind of remove some areas, like if you want it to be a little lighter in an area, of course. And that goes really well because we've painted the surface. So the ink is not going to absorb into the paper since the surface is basically covered with a poly, the paint, the acrylic paint. So it's pretty sealed wherever you have that paint. So I think those look great, and I'm very happy with them. I just love them. They turned out more, I don't know, rustic, I guess, than my other ones, but I just didn't. The other ones are more like this, where I removed a lot more. I sprayed a lot more water on them. And if I can find them again. What am I doing? Oh. Okay. So, this here, I just did a little bit. I think I just ink smushed that one. This one here, this is closer to probably like that one. And the others, I believe, are about the same. And like I said, I think these were on the gray, but I'm not sure now. I think it was the gray paint. Oh, it was a darker gray paint. That's why. Okay. So yeah, I used a light gray paint, like on whichever one. I don't even remember. But just use different colors. Experiment and figure out what colors you like best with which oxide that you like or that you want to use. So they'll all look different. So if I put the frayed burlap on a black paint, it's going to look totally different. Or if I put it on a gray paint or the cream color, just experiment and have fun with them. And you'll come up with all kinds of stuff that you just love. These are they're just so pretty. I just love them. And I really love that green one. That one turned out really cool. And this one here, those are probably my two favorites. Because they're so different. So rustic looking, I guess. Okay. And that's all there is to those tags. Like I said, they're just very simple. Don't need any precise anything to make them. Don't have to be precise whatsoever. And it's, you can mass make those. Just make a ton of them and all the different colors, and you can do so many things with these. And I do want to decorate a few with you. And I want to show you. Oh my goodness, I hope you guys love these. Okay, here's the first one. Get my pieces. I made a beautiful set of moths. I am totally in love with these. They are gorgeous. Every one of them is just, well, I have to say that. I mean, they're just beautiful. They're gonna, come in handy for so many things. I made them in large size, and then each sheet, there's 11 pages of moths. And each sheet, I put all of this in the same kit. So they're all printed in the large size, and then they're all printed in the small size. So, and then of course you can always adjust what size you want to print them out. If you wanted them half the size of these, or larger, or whatever you need, you can do it by the percentage of what you're printing it out at. So anyway, these are the small ones, and then I want to show you a few sheets of the big ones, the large printout. I mean, I tried to give every color you might need to go with anything. But I mean, just look at them. They turned out so beautiful. I love that one. I'm just head over heels for these. And I mean, I just can't help it. There's pinks and blues, reds, oranges, yellows, creams, and then I did some white ones with different colors in the wing. I mean, lots of neutral ones, and in the vintage brown colors, and you know, oranges for Halloween, and I mean, just hopefully anything you would want. And like I said, there's 11 pages, so you have a nice selection. I mean, the blues and that amber color, they're just gorgeous. Some turquoise, yeah. But I think these here, these colors would be, you know, the vintagey colors would be the most popular because they'll go with everything. And there's some that I cut some off of, but every one of them is different. Not one of them are the same. They're all different. Some of them have the wings that are down. Some of them have wings that are kind of closed down. Some have their wings up. Some are just straight across. I mean, just all kind. I mean, anything to choose from. They're just beautiful. I hope you guys like those. And they are up on my website on taterbear.com if you're interested in those. Here is one. And I was just kind of messing around here and making a little cluster on one of the tags. And look at that. I mean, just something, you know, something like that. However you want to do it. Look how pretty that is. I did take a gold paint and go around the edges of this one because I thought went with this one's wings very well. And I mean, I haven't glued them on yet, but I think it looks really, really pretty. And then I put together this one with the white butterfly with the little green details. And I don't really remember how exactly I had these set up, but like I said, I didn't glue any of them together. I just wanted to show you how I was making the tags. But look at the little cluster on the tag. Of course, you want to get it straight, or maybe you don't. I don't know. Just look at that. And I made this tag look like it's mossy. I've got a couple more I can show you. Here's one of the ones with kind of the turquoise or the blue in it. And just straighten it out here and there. With my fat fingers. Put a postal stamp on there with it. You know, I mean, you can just put whatever you want. But these moths, they're just beautiful. There's that one. And then this one I absolutely love. I made a lunar moth. Lunar. And put a green and yellow stamp to go with it. I'm not sure how this shows up on camera. It may show up kind of yellow, but that is very like the lime green. Beautiful green. So hopefully it shows up like it actually looks in person when you print them out. But there's just a few of them, and all I did was, you know, cut them out, and I inked around the edges of them. So, I mean, here's some other ones that I already fussy cut. Look at those. All these beautiful moths. I just love them so much. Look at that all turquoise one. He is so pretty. You know, and the creams, and especially the blue and the ambers together. I mean, oh my goodness. There's a great big one with his wings kind of down. And then here's another one with the wings down. So, I mean, I'm going to be using these for all kinds of stuff. So it's not just limited to butterflies, because moths come in so many absolutely beautiful patterns and colors, and just amazing. So, and So I did the moths, and I got those all ready on my website. I also did, I don't think I printed any of them out, but I made a whole sheet of all numbers and a few words and things like that. What I was using these number strips for, of my own number strips. They all look like they're crinkled and old and vintage, and they're just lovely. And then included in that set, I've been collecting old receipts and letterheads and business letterheads and stuff for I can't remember how long. Well, these are direct scans of that old kind of stuff. And they're just, I made two whole sheets of these. There's big ones, there's teeny ones. They're just wonderful little labels. And I've been using these like crazy. There's old checks, like, you know, pay to the order of whoever. There is, I mean, just everything in there. Library cards and, you know, just anything I could make into a label. So these are going to come in very handy. Like I said, there's two full 8.5 by 11 sheets of these type things, and the number strip things that come together in one kit, one set. And I've just been using them just on everything. Oh, lost one. And there's all kinds of colors of those, and they're just wonderful. So anyway, I hope you make a bunch of these tags. I'm gonna get those glued down on there so that I don't lose the pieces. And I'll get these fully dried and decorated up just like those, and then I will be putting these on my website. Here is one. You can see he's kind of shiny, and I just went over him with a jewelry glaze, Eileen's jewelry glaze, in just a thin, kind of a thin layer. And then he's flexible. After it actually sets, you know, it won't be so flexible anymore. But it's just, oh, colors, oh, I can't speak tonight. So yeah, I hope you love these. I just absolutely am crazy about them. You'll probably be seeing these a lot in my future videos, because I'm just, anyway. Make a bunch of these tags. You can put anything on these tags. Put some little hole reinforcers on there. Use your crocodile and put eyelets in them. You know, anything. And just make them in all the colors. And they turn out so cool. I just wanted to show you how I made those, so you can make your own. And it's just simple. Go around the edges with the gold or silver or any other color. I did take them and I went around and inked the edges just to give it like a vignette effect on them. And, you know, use any other color you want. It just, you know, kind of sets it off, so it looks a little more finished. But I just love them. So anyway, I thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Please, you know, help me get my videos out a little bit better. And then I can continue to make more and try to inspire you to just make things. Make beautiful, beautiful things. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.